Good job, Mikayla. 6 minutes on the comeback. Yeah.
So when I tore my ACL the first time, I had the ball and I was at half court. We were on offense, and a girl ran up to me to come and play defense, and the front of her knee hit the side of my knee, and it dislocated my kneecap. So I just thought it was dislocated, and I saw it when I went to get up, but it turned out that I tore my ACL and my meniscus as well.
Mikayla had to decide whether she wanted to continue her hoop dreams or move on to her other sport, track.
I decided to run indoor instead of playing basketball, and it was hard to let that go because my family is a basketball family, but my grandmother ran track, so I knew that kind of pointed me in that direction too, because I was the only other person in the family to run. So I just went ahead and went with that, and I knew that track is an individual sport, whereas basketball is a team sport. So I kind of wanted to put that pressure on myself into knowing, like, if you don't get a scholarship, it's your fault because it's track.
The pressure was certainly on as college coaches watched every race to see if she could return back to her original form.
Funny thing is, initially when I got in contact with her, she was kind of on the cusp of somebody that we would offer a scholarship to, and she would come back and she would ask, like, Coach, what do I need to run to get on scholarship? And I was like, you got to hit that magic number, you got to hit 55, and she would let me know every week what she was doing, and she hit it, and we were happy to give her that scholarship.
Down the road from Arlington in DeSoto, another sprinter was offered a scholarship to UTA.
The coaches were telling me about this girl that was running the 400 and is coming to UTA too, and I was like, okay, that's cool. I didn't really care at first, and then I saw her on Twitter, and she had committed on Twitter as well, and I was like, oh my gosh. And so then I just knew it would be a great season for both of us, and we would just come in like superstar freshmen like that.
Mikayla's superstar first season was soon derailed after she tore her ACL and meniscus for a second time.
At first, I did not believe her when she told me she got her. I was like, I really laughed at first. Like, I genuinely laughed. I was like, stop. But then she was like, I'm serious.
It was hard to say, you know, we wanted you here because you hit X, Y, and Z, but now it's like you're going to have to really, really show us more than anything what you can do, because you are going to have that surgery.
Mm-hmm. The coaches knew that I was coming in injured, and that worried me at first before I got here because I didn't know if they were going to pull my scholarship and whatnot, but they ended up letting me keep it. And mentally it's hard because you're coming into your sport, like, you want to be fresh and everything and compete when everybody else is competing. But I had already been through it once, so I knew I could do it again if I already did it once. It was just really trying to stay positive with it because it's all mental.
Throughout her second injury, Mikayla had a strong support system to help keep her motivated.
Well, Tot is my best friend, and we met in high school, but she's been there through all of it for my second injury. With the bending was a big problem for me for my left knee after my injury, and she would come in my room and help me bend it every night so I got where I needed to be.
It was kind of like cool because I was like her mini physical therapist, because I would help her sometimes at night.
Coach Jordan's been really supportive of me. Even in high school, she knew that I was coming off an injury from my senior year, and then she knew I was battling the same injury again, but she's been very supportive and motivating off the track as well as on the track, and that's really what made me want to come to UTA.
I had to kind of tell her, you know, things in my life. It looks all great. I'm out here coaching. I have, you know, athletes that are running fast, running personal best, but there's still hurdles that had I let them get me down, I wouldn't be where I was today. So always bringing that to light. I think that's good to see there's light in those dark times.
After overcoming her redshirt season, it was time again for Mikayla to start her rehab treatments.
Second time, the rehab process was much harder because I was working on both of my legs, and my right leg the muscle wasn't building up as fast as it should have, so that made it a lot tougher. And then in my left leg that I tore my ACL in, I had screws in there, so those were bothering me.
One of the most painful treatments that Mikayla gets is actually acupuncture. Sheesh. And I can see why.
Pain level wise, I would say the hamstring is probably like an 8. The hamstring was actually more painful for me because I had a tight knot, and the needles just basically break up all the tissue that's in there to release it.
Even though Mikayla is facing another injury obstacle, she still has optimism for the rest of the season.
Well, I'm going to keep rehabbing and stuff until around conference, and I'm going to perform as best I can for my teammates. And over the summer, I plan on just strengthening my legs and my whole body all together so that for next season, I'll be ready to go 100%.
And so she can get through surgeries on both her knees and then come back, go crazy at 6 a.m.s, and then get her on and off this past season, but still be able to run and compete and have the second fastest split on the relay, then she can do anything. So.